Hello, I'm Anelise Borges, and you're watching Tech24. Coming up, they are Muslims and hipsters. In today's show, we meet the Mipsterz and get their take on the movement and on women's empowerment on the web. And in Tech24, we check out a new way to monitor your baby during pregnancy, the Bella Beat. They created a name for themselves on the internet and a brand new word in the Urban Dictionary. Meet the Mipsterz, a group of young women with a mission to prove that it is possible to be hip and stylish while still covering up. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by Yasmin Chebi, one of the founders of the movement. Yasmin, thank you so much for being with us today. My first question to you is, who or what is a Mipster?
So the Mipsterz are the Muslim hipsters. So hipsters are just a group of people who are interested in third culture. They're at the forefront of music and fashion and new ideas. So the Mipster is the Muslim version of that. And it started off as kind of like a satirical jab at like corporate America, kind of an alternative to the very rigid corporate societal structure. And so we became the Muslim hipster, the Mipster.
Now talk to us about the video that has given you guys so much visibility. Who had the idea and what's the message behind it?
So the video was formed from, the idea was formed from a group of the Mipsters in New York. And they wanted at first to do a music video for a Muslim female singer that's pretty well known here in America, and they wanted to portray different views of women who wore hijab in this video. But eventually that didn't work, so we changed the song. But the producer had an idea because his mother wears the hijab, and he found that growing up, his friends kind of judged her for wearing the hijab or had different ideas, maybe thought that she was oppressed or uneducated or backward. So this was really a way of showing that these Muslim women who wear hijab are not oppressed and uneducated. They're actually very successful and empowered women.
You sparked a very interesting debate on women and religion, but also, and you mentioned this in a couple of interviews, the idea of finding your place as a Muslim woman in America. Do you think that with the help of the internet, this debate can cross borders and become an international discussion?
Sure, absolutely. So Mipsterz has been exclusively, almost exclusively, just a movement on the internet. We've been using Twitter and Facebook, and we even started off as a listserv. That's how Mipsterz began, was just a group of people sharing a Google group, essentially passing back ideas of music and ethical consumption and traveling. So we've been only using the internet, and it's been pretty impressive how this the word of Mipsterz has been going around internationally. So I can definitely see it taking an international turn.
And what do you expect from the future? I mean, you're a doctoral candidate of medical dentistry at Harvard, but regarding the Mipsterz, how far do you see this movement going?
That's a good question. So really Mipsterz, because it's such an open forum with such a diverse group of people, it's really whatever people want it to be. We've had some really interesting collaborations come from members of the listserv. We've had different startups start up, language groups, different kinds of meetups, different projects. So Mipsterz is really just like a collection of people who share this certain interest in third culture and like the upcoming trends. So whatever they want to do with these projects is where Mipsterz is going to go. So it's really just it's really just a group of people doing really interesting things, and if they tag the Mipsterz name to it, then all the better.
Yasmin Chebi, Mipsterz, thank you so much for joining us today. And here with me in the studio is Trista Bridges from the French news text head with Baguette. Trista, thank you so much for being with us here today. Sure. Do you think that this success story of the Mipsterz is part of this growing trend of women empowerment on the web?
I'd say absolutely, and this is obviously a social movement and a societal movement, which is a bit different. And actually, the internet has obviously revolutionized the way people engage in social discussion and discourse and change their societies. I would say as well that there's also an economic implication as well, because the internet, because it's given us the ability to create businesses from our home, for example, it's rapidly decreased the amount of money you need to actually create a business. I think that also gives women who sometimes may be in environments where they're a bit separated from, from the world, or maybe they're in places where there's not as much access in terms of, into the workplace, or maybe even they have commitments with children and family and such. It's given them a medium, really, a means to actually create a business and to generate income even from their home. So I think certainly the internet has transformed the debate around women's empowerment.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Trista. And don't go away, because up next is Test 24. For years now, pregnant women have talked to their babies in the womb, played music to their bellies, and now parents finally have the chance to get some sounds back from the inside. A new gadget developed in Croatia gives expected parents a sneak preview of their baby with digital audio and social networking technology. Trista Bridges has tested it for us. Trista, what did you think? How exactly does it work?
So essentially how it works is this device here. And so what happens is you attach this device to your phone, you download an application, and you take the device, and the woman, basically a pregnant woman, takes the device and uses, similar to as you would with a ultrasound, this type of gel, and you put it on your stomach, and you basically can capture the heartbeat of the child, with the baby within the womb. And so we actually did a bit of a recording of the sound.
So that's the kind of sound that you will get when you tape it. And the Bella Beat is just the latest release in a booming sector, that of the self-monitoring industry applied to parenting. There are many other examples within that industry, like the Owlet Baby Monitor, which checks oxygen levels, and Huggies Tweet Pee, which does exactly what promises to do, sends a tweet when the baby has peed. How far will this trend go, Trista, in your opinion?
Well, obviously, there's no limit. There's many things, obviously, that you can do in this sector. The first that you mentioned, the Owlet Baby Monitor, I think that one is an interesting one because lots of parents, I know being a parent myself, when I was a first-time mother, worry about breathing and worry about oxygen levels of the baby, and there's many stories and things that actually do happen with infants in terms of their breathing. So I think that one actually there's a real need and potential for it. The other that sends a tweet when the baby has gone to the bathroom, I think, or wet in their diaper. I think that actually. I don't exactly see the need for that, but it shows you that it's possible to innovate around any aspect of parenting and having an infant and in many different ways.
All right, well, thanks for that, Trista Bridges from the Rude Baguette. Sure. Thanks for being with us today. And that's all we have time for. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Tech 24. You can get in touch with us on Facebook or on Twitter. Our hashtag is Tech24. And we leave you today with images of the first real hoverboard, which turned out to be, I hate to say it, a hoax. Sorry to burst your high-flying dreams there, but Funny or Die is behind the HUVR mysterious tech company claiming to have invented the first hoverboard. Alas, despite the impressive viral campaign, the only place you will find hoverboards for now is on screen or in your dreams. Thanks for watching, and stay with us here on France 24.